Apple just announced its 2020 MacBook Air. It's got a huge bump in performance power, comes with a new and improved keyboard, and is $100 cheaper than last year. So, should you upgrade? And if you've been shopping around for a new Mac, is this the Mac to get? Hi, I'm MICHAELJOSH, still self-quarantined here at home, but that's not stopping us from taking a look at the brand new MacBook Air. My buddy Super Saf asks, when is your video dropping? Well, Saf, it's dropping now. In this video, we'll unbox the 2020 MacBook Air, answer some of your burning questions, including the most important question of them all. Is it your gadget match? Here it is, the 2020 MacBook Air. If you're watching this and going, how come he has it already? Don't worry, we got it early, but you can pre-order it online today. It should start shipping on March 26th. Now let's dive straight in to our unboxing. The MacBook Air fits in this rather small box. I have the space gray model, and you'll notice that the text, even the Apple logo, all match the color of the Mac inside. Just like any Apple unboxing, it starts with this pull tab over here. Just tug away, and plastic wrapper be gone. Okay, now let's try to get this lid off. All right. Hello there. The MacBook Air is peeping through its wrapper, but we'll set it aside for later. As we peruse further, there's not a lot to see. You get the standard info packet, which also contains the stickers. And fun fact, although this isn't really new, these stickers now match the color of the MacBook Air that you get. So we have space gray stickers, there are also gold stickers, and silver stickers. Also in here, a 30-watt power brick. It is so small and cute. And for context, this is how it looks like side by side with the 95-watt MacBook Pro adapter. And last but not least, a USB-C cable. Okay, time to take off this plastic. Moment of silence, please, folks. I love how light the MacBook Air is. All right, let's open this up and set up our new machine. As soon as you lift, the Mac detects that you've opened the lid and it begins booting for the first time. Let's go through some of the setup prompts. Register some fingerprints for quick and secure booting. This power button over here doubles as a fingerprint scanner. Now let's choose a look. You can do light, dark, or my favorite is auto, so that it switches from light to dark depending on the time of day. Continue. Okay, True Tone display. Let's keep it on. And just like that, your new Mac is set up. Now to answer your next question, how is the 2020 MacBook Air different from the 2019 MacBook Air, which I have right here? On the outside, this year's MacBook Air looks just like last year's model. Can you tell which is which? It comes in the same color options, space gray, silver, and gold, and has the same exact dimensions. It's also got the same amount of ports, just 2 USB-C Thunderbolt ports. But one of them can now support up to 6K displays, meaning the MacBook Air 2020 now supports Apple's XDR Pro display. For me, the biggest change has to do with the keyboard. The 2020 MacBook Air has a magic keyboard with a scissor mechanism that provides a millimeter of travel, versus the butterfly switch that featured on portable Macs for several years, but wasn't as popular. But it's a difference you need to feel. So I guess we just have to give it a try. So first up is the 2020 MacBook Air with the new scissor mechanism. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Okay, so I know how this feels like because the 16-inch MacBook Pro is my daily driver. They feel the same. It feels crunchy, it feels firm, very solid, very satisfying. Now it's time to switch over to the 2019 MacBook Air with the butterfly switch. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy Doug. Okay, immediately upon using the butterfly keyboard on the 2019 MacBook Air, I noticed how shallow the key travel and actually how noisy it is. The funny thing is, right now, I prefer the keyboard on the new MacBook Air, but having said that, I've used many different Macs with the butterfly keyboard for many years, and once I got used to that keyboard, I really liked it. I would tell my friends it feels more secure, more reliable in my head at least, and to be honest, when I switched to the 16-inch MacBook Pro last year, it took a while for me to kind of warm up to this old style keyboard. But now that having used it for many months, I like this keyboard better, which also means I like the keyboard on the new 2020 MacBook Air. I think it will boil down to personal preference, and as I always say, keyboards are all about muscle memory, so whatever your fingers are used to, I think that is what feels normal to you and is the reason why I prefer this one, because it's the one I've been using. I think the reason why Apple decided to switch back to this old keyboard style is because of durability, and I think it also is more satisfying being able to really feel each key press as you type. But beyond it being what you can feel, it's also what you can see. Take a look at the keyboard over here. You'll notice how far the keys stick out from the bottom of the chassis. When you press on it, it goes down further. Versus on the 2019 MacBook Air, you'll see how the keys look almost flushed against the frame of the laptop, and there's very little give when you push down. Another cosmetic change is that the arrow keys have the inverted T-shape, making it easier to navigate without having to look down. Here is how it used to look like on the previous model. Speaking of chassis, and now that I'm more environmentally woke, it's worth pointing out that Apple uses 100% recycled aluminum in the chassis of all their 2020 MacBook Airs, and I think it's something they've been doing for the last 2 to 3 years. Apple claims this laptop can be up to 2 times faster than last year's model. Apple is promising up to 2 times more power, and it's easy to see why. Last year's Mac was powered by an 8th gen Intel processor, the 2020 model, a 10th gen processor. And for the first time on the series, you have the option to upgrade to a quad-core i7 processor for even more power. You also get twice the amount of storage out of the box. On the base model, that's now 256 gigabytes of storage. You can also upgrade all the way to 2 terabytes if you're willing to spend for it. Graphics performance also gets a speed bump thanks to a new Intel Iris Plus graphics chip. Apple says it comes with an 80% graphics boost. Now, all this extra power doesn't come at the cost of battery life. Apple is still promising a full day of use, or about 11 hours of web browsing and 12 hours of video playback. While we're on the topic of upgrades, here's another question. Steve Harris asks on Instagram, is it worth spending $100 for the i5 upgrade? I think so. While the i3 on the MacBook Air is much more capable than before, the i5 processor is a solid choice and should also be able to handle any everyday task you might throw at it and then some. If you plan on doing more graphics work or gaming, even the extra $250 for the i7 is worth it. Hi, this is MICHAELJOSH from the future, letting you know that if you'd like a more deeper dive into all the tech specs, you should definitely check out my buddy Tom, the Tech Chaps video, by clicking over here. He does a lot of benchmarking tests, as well as gives you more insight into the differences between the i3, i5, i7, the different configurations. And also, while you're at it, give him a big congratulations for his recent wedding. Congratulations, Tom and Sarah. Ali asks, is it still the most affordable Mac laptop? Yep, and even cheaper this time around. Last year's MacBook Air received a generous price cut. This year, Apple's doing it again. And despite the spec and performance bump, the entry-level MacBook Air now starts at just under $1,000. That's just under $1,500 in Singapore, which I think is a very competitive price and makes it easier for me to recommend. You can pre-order the 2020 MacBook Air now on Apple.com. Orders start shipping on March 26th. Technically, they will be available in stores starting next week, but check to see if your local Apple store is open before going out to buy one. So, is the 2020 MacBook Air your gadget match, and should you upgrade? And Nick asks, are the new features worth it? I'm a believer that while there are MacBook Pros for pro users like me who need that extra power and performance and battery life for things like video editing, for everybody else, this is the Mac to get. I love how thin and light yet powerful it is. Love that I can throw it into any backpack and take it anywhere. It's perfect for anyone who needs a portable Mac. If you want a Mac laptop for work, this is one to look at. It's great for those who need it for surfing the web, maybe working on a PowerPoint presentation or a Word document. That doesn't even mean you can't use it for things like video editing or Photoshop, because especially with that i7 option, it is a powerful Mac. Just not one I'd recommend if these multimedia applications are part of your daily grind. Or maybe you're a student. The MacBook Air is the perfect laptop for you also. And good news, while the price tag on this laptop is already lower compared to last year, it's even cheaper with an education discount. So, should you upgrade? If you're looking to upgrade a MacBook or a MacBook Air that's more than 3 years old, definitely consider the new MacBook Air 2020. It comes with a GadgetMatch seal of approval. But if you're holding on to a 2-year laptop or have last year's MacBook Air, it's still a very good laptop. Don't upgrade this year. Finally, Jim asks, should I upgrade or go for the new iPad Pro? Let me just end with this. I'll answer that in a video real soon. And that was a quick unboxing and first look at the new 2020 MacBook Air. If you have any questions, you know where to find us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit that bell icon so that you get notified every time we post a new video. And while you're at it, let me plug, we have an iPad Pro video coming out next week. So make sure you hit that notification bell so that you get notified as soon as we post that video. Follow us on social media for all the behind the scenes fun stuff. And as always, make GadgetMatch.com your daily habit. Until the next video, I'm MICHAELJOSH. Thanks for dropping by.